Yo, what is up, guys? We are back for another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. So this is the very first recording slash audio recording on my brand new phone. It's actually a really kick-ass phone, so hopefully it works out okay. A bit longer of a screen. I don't know if it's going to make a big difference or not in the gameplay. I suppose we shall see. Y'all will have to let me know in the comments below if you are a longtime follower of the channel. So in this run today, we're on the GT Legendary Goku event. I'm still plucking off these missions, you know, sort of one by one here, but you can tell we're running reps of Universe 7 with a Jiren friend. Now, this idea I first got from the homie DBZ Blaze, so as always, big shout out to him. But yeah, he's running a Jiren friend, which I'm like, you know, it seems kind of, it almost made too much sense, right? Like, Jiren's one of the more powerful LRs in the game. And he leads one of the best categories in the game in Universal Survival Saga. Now, the thing that you run into here on Global, at least, is, in my opinion, it kind of limits you to who you can run as your leader. So I decided to run Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku as the leader here, because if we were to run LR Goku and Frieza, yeah, everyone's getting the 177 all the way around, except for Jiren. Jiren would only be getting 90%, which is just kind of rough in this event. I mean, he's powerful, but not at a 90% leader skill. So if you'll recall, on the JP version of the game, after their Easy A, that is LR Goku and Frieza, they provide 120% to tech types. So that would have worked out on the JP side of the game. I think that's probably a pretty good strategy to employ. I think 120% for Jiren is good enough to get the job done. But anyway, guys, I decided to go ahead and run, you know, the team I ran, right? So this Reps U7, I was running this event at first, and I'm like, I don't know what everyone's bitching about. This seems really easy until you get to the Ozaru, right? So we can blitz through the first, you know, 3 phases of this. But once you get to that Golden Grade 8, man, it really does start to take a big ramp up, because my best defensive unit is Fizz Frieza. Guess what? Fizz Frieza has type disadvantage. It does not matter how much defense you've stacked up. He's going to get one-shotted by a super attack from that Golden Ozaru. So you have to either get lucky with his dodges, or you hope that he supers someone else, right? I mean, basically that's the deal. So, also, the definite MVP of this run is definitely, like, LR UI Goku. LR UI Goku, I think up until, like, the very last phase, I don't know if he took one single attack. Like, he absolutely just killed it. He was dodging super attacks left and right, and even dodging normal attacks, like I said, on that Golden Ozaru. It just seemed like he was dodging absolutely everything. So I decide, in lieu of keeping the rotation, I'm usually pretty stubborn in keeping my rotation, I decided to go ahead and float off Jiren. Again, it just made too much sense to have a type disadvantage there at the end. And luckily, MVP 17 still going to share, like, Shocking Speed and TOP and Fierce Battle with Frieza. I figured it was a pretty good rotation. The thing about MVP 17, man, he is so crazy good when his damage reduction is active, but when it is not active, and he's only giving himself 60% defense, which is also his support type ability, it's just rough for him, right? I hope that during the next celebration of the Universal Survival Saga, I hope they decide to give him an Easy A, because as you can see, he was sitting there at a 1.42 million attack stat. That's not really that good. I mean, MVP 17, I don't want to go too crazy, but, like, I think he's ready for an Easy A. I really do. I think a lot of category leaders, now that I really think about it, are due up for Easy A's. Like, they're not due up in terms of, like, the timeline, but they definitely just need it, right? I mean, honestly, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken maybe in that conversation, although he seemed to really not be too much of a hindrance here. Another thing we got lucky with on this particular run was the rainbow orbs for LR Blue Goku and Blue Vegeta, man. It really, you can really see their power when you have them linked up with LR UI or Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. They've got like 5 or 6, or in some cases all 7 links active. And you get them 2-3 rainbow orbs, man, the damage just starts to really creep up. Like, they're doing, you know, 1.3, 1.4 million on normals. And if you get them 3 normals and they're all crits, and then they get the additional super attack at the end, like, the damage is just so crazy. So they're getting guaranteed additional normals with an extra % chance to crit. So right now I'm obviously checking out our defense here. So Frieza, he's really starting to stack up the defense. So we're actually looking really, really good. My strategy with Frieza remained unchanged. It's we don't transform until the very last phase. Because we really, really need to ramp up our damage in the last phase. Because, man, that super full power Saiyan 4 Goku, he is quite a tanky boy. You wouldn't think he is, but he is very tanky. So, not too bad there on the super attack. I wouldn't, you know... These guys just hit hard, man. I mean, it just goes to show you the difficulty of this event. So, you got Fizz Frieza sitting there at 345,000 defense, and he's still taking, you know, 145,000 on a super attack from, like, the third phase of this. I mean, it just goes to show you, right? Like, this is a monster step up in difficulty from the OG Legendary Goku event. 345,000 defense, that would probably, in the original Legendary Goku event, I think we could tank almost any single thing that Goku could throw at us. In the third phase of that event, what is that, Super Saiyan 2 Goku we're up against? So, like, that guy's pretty much a weakling, right? So, it looks like we have Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken's active skill. Now, in previous runs, I was really trying to be anal about saving that second part of his passive, or whatever part of his passive it is, where he gets the separately calculated 59% attack, and then he's super effective against all types. I was trying to manipulate that more in other events, but in this particular run, I just decided to say, fuck it, man. There's UI Goku getting yet another dodge. 5.5 million attack stat. Dude, this guy is still crazy strong. I would say that this guy has not aged one single day. There have just subsequently been more powerful units. Is this a dodge? We dodged the super attack again, dude. Just absolute MVP. But yeah, anyway, man, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, he proved to be pretty damn effective in here, and we do get the very clutch, you know, 4 million attack stat. That is, now we did activate that part of his passive, so we don't have that anymore. So if we're able to activate the Spirit Bomb later on, there's no guarantee that it's super effective against all types, so that kind of became the problem, and that's why I was so anal about trying to save it, right? So in other runs, I would have healed up right there, but I decided, like, yo, we need the items for later in the event, particularly against this Golden Ozaru, right? So I'm going to heal up and give us 30% damage reduction here right before we get the Dokkan attack. So it just really seemed to make sense. And then there we go. Lucky yet again with the rainbow type orbs. Now Frieza taking only, I say only, but he's taking 20k with the Princess Snake active. But again, that type disadvantage, man, this Golden Ozaru is not messing around. And LR Goku and Frieza, man, full level 10 Links and Rainbowed, even without the attack lowering portion part of their passive, that pre-Easy A part of their passive, dude, they're still putting up really, really good damage numbers. And honestly, not defending the worst right there. Only 29k against this enemy. Dude, you guys know this guy is probably the hardest hitter up until the very last phase, right? I think most of us can probably blitz through the int portion, unless you get tagged with an unlucky super attack or something. But usually it's this guy. I found myself dying all the time on this guy, and then, of course, the full power Goku at the very end, right? So, now this is another unfortunate situation that I've put myself in. It's just nothing I could really do about it. So, I decided to go ahead and I'm going to keep my rotation here, and MVP 17, man, we're just kind of screwed. So we are going to get the Dokkan attack, and we are going to do a fair amount of damage on this guy. But dude, he is an absolute sitting duck there on the end, and just not much I can do, right? There are only so many units pre-anniversary that I can run. Now, there are plenty of units that stack, and that are just absolutely dominant after the anniversary, right? So, or I should say during the anniversary. But we don't have that ability here on Global, so it was like I either bring him, or I bring Skinny Boo, or I bring Evolution Blue Vegeta. Look at all that damage we did. Did we dodge this? We do dodge. That was a very, very clutch dodge right there. So here we go, man. Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, I think, is going to put up just enough damage, I think, if this is that particular run. No, it looks like he doesn't. So we're going to take some cheap damage there at the end from the Golden Ozaru. But again, man, what are you going to do? There's only so many units I could bring. If we would have got the additional super there, I think we would have ended it. But we're going to just take some absolutely cheap damage there on the end. But luckily, it does afford us one more stack for Fizz Frieza. Fizz Frieza, I would definitely say another just unsung hero of this run. So LRUI Goku, I think, was probably the overall MVP, just dodging some very, very clutch super attacks, saving us a lot of damage. That super attack from the Gold Nozaru would have absolutely killed us, no question about it. But Frieza, man, just we didn't kill him there. That's so funny. But Frieza there just, you know, he's able to tank type disadvantage on the normals, which is really, really good. Again, as I've already mentioned on this particular phase, this guy hits so crazy, crazy hard on normals. So, but Fizz Frieza, man, just gonna continually stack up defense. He's got the chance to dodge. And honestly, like in Super Battle Road and shit, like he is really, really good. Like he lowers enemy attack and defense. Like he is crazy. I think he can also does he also seal? And then he's got the chance to stun. Like he's really, really good, right? Especially in Super Battle Road. This was an easy choice here to float off Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, so it made too much sense, right? So we're gonna go ahead and put type advantage there in the front. And luckily he did not super. We get a big crit, by the way. He did not super before we super attacked. So they greatly raise attack and defense on their super attack on their 12 and 18 key. So if he supers us in that first slot, we are absolutely A-okay. And of course, we still have, at this point, we still have a 50% chance to dodge with LRUI Goku. So that's obviously very, very good. I do believe LRUI Goku had all 7 links active right there, and we get the double super attack. Just so good, right? So good. So clutch. Do we end up getting a crit here? I don't recall. No, we don't. But again, it's still some extra damage. Is this the dodge super? I think it is. Oh, no. Okay, so that was the one time he got hit, and we took some monster damage, right? That was a lot of damage we took. But obviously, we were able to overcome it, so... They were another unit I really felt like without them, if you guys don't have them, I would say that this run is damn near impossible. I don't really know who else you could bring. Like, there's not really any units that come to mind. You've got another really, really good unit for Repsa U7 that's not on USS, by the way, so I couldn't even run him on this rendition, is Skinny Boo. But Skinny Boo, his passive runs out after, is it 7 turns or is it 8 turns, where he loses his chance to dodge, and not to mention, we've got type disadvantage in that last phase, and he negates dodging anyway, so... He just was not a good choice to bring in here. Obviously, he would have dominated the first few phases, but then after that, after Golden Ozaru, we would have started to, you know, get hit hard and stuff like that. So, obviously not a very good choice to bring in here. And then who else? Like I said, Evolution Blue Vegeta. I really don't think he would cut it. If you could potentially hide him through that last phase, if you got really, really lucky, like if you could float him off or... you know, keep him out of harm's way in certain situations, maybe, just maybe. But he's not going to put up nearly the damage you need. Evolution Blue Vegeta, I would say, unfortunately, another one of these category leaders who needs an easy A. He just does. Like, I've sang his praises for, you know, pretty much since he came out. People have never been very impressed with the attack numbers that he does because, you know, he routinely puts up, you know, between 1.5 and like 2 million attack stats. I have got him up to like a 3 million attack stat, and I was like, whoa! It was after the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Spirit Bomb. But basically, in any other situation, he's not really putting up that much damage. Where he starts to really rack up the damage is in the Evolution Blue version, where he starts to get an increased chance to do crits. And he's doing a lot of crit damage on his normals. And then all of a sudden, the damage does start to add up, but... his damage is nowhere on the level of these guys, right? I mean, they're doing... well, okay, that was not a very good showing right there. That's pretty much the bare minimum you'll ever get from them. There's the 6 million attack stat, dog. Really, really good, man. When UI Goku is fully built up and he's rocking, you know, 150,000 defense or more at the rainbow level, and then he is putting up 6 million attack stats, I mean, goddamn, that's good. That's very, very good. He's still one of the top LRs in the game. I mean, is he still a top 10 unit? Probably he is. LR Goku and Frieza, man, they could have potentially ended it right there, but luckily, this gives us a little bit of chance to heal, because remember, Frieza's defense is so high. We're going to heal up a lot from same-type orbs. And then, of course, one more super attack equals one more stack of his defense, so it's going to make us even more powerful heading into the last phase. We get lucky and no super attacks, so we're basically taking no damage there, right? This, by the way, this Fizz Frieza is full level 10 links. I believe I have one dupe for him, so he's not exactly maximized, but at the very least he was at full level 10 links. Is this whole team full level 10? It's pretty close. I think MVP 17 doesn't have full level 10. And actually, now that I think about it, I don't believe the friend Jiren has full level 10, but everyone else does. Now, this is an absolutely perfect opportunity to use this. So we're going to get a monster attack and defensive buff, and then in Super Battle Road, he would stun the enemy. But obviously, we're not in Super Battle Road. And then I also do believe he debuffs the enemies. But again, unfortunately, this Goku, you can't really do anything to him. But we do give ourselves a big-time attack and defensive buff here. So this is obviously, very good. A very good opportunity to use it. This is so reminiscent of when the Legendary Goku event first came out, and all you're doing is just trying to plan around, where is UI Goku going to super attack me, right? That's basically the deal here, is like, where is this guy going to super attack? So if he super attacks us at all right here, I think realistically we're dead. Do I end up popping a Princess Snake here? I don't remember if I do or don't. Maybe I don't. Maybe I try to risk it here. I'm drawing a blank. So let's go ahead and see what I decide to do. Oh yeah, this is where I decide to float off LRUI Goku. So that way I could get him more STR orbs. And then again, he's not offering a ton defensively at this point. He's going to be taking a lot even on normals. So I just decided it was best to float him off because he doesn't raise defense or anything on super attack. Probably the one flaw of his card is he's basically doesn't have very good effects on his super attack, but everything else about him is absolutely top-notch, top-tier, ridiculously powerful, right? So we do end up taking a super attack. If I do not pop an item there, we are absolutely done for. Absolutely dead. So, okay, 5.29 from Jiren, pretty good. I think Jiren is probably the unit I'm going to pick up with yellow coins. It's between him and Turles, obviously, right? Turles, insanely powerful as well. I just find myself using... I do find myself using Terrifying Conquerors quite a bit. But goddamn, dude, I love Universal Survival Saga. He is probably the best leader for Universal Survival Saga. But we do have a lot of good, like, Repsa U7 leaders. But, like, realistically, you're not trying to use Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken if you don't have to, right? If you have LR Jiren, I would definitely say LR Jiren... Well, I guess you can't really use him on this particular run. But again, in most situations, you want to use LR Jiren, even though he's 150% leader, right? So 150% still good enough to get the job done, right? I.e. full power Bojack, right? STR Bojack, a 150% key 4 time travelers leader, right? And that team is still busted even at 150%. That one key is certainly helpful, but still, the fact remains. So remember, our damage reduction is no longer. So I'm basically banking on some really, really good RNG right here. Because if we get super attacked, again, we're just toast. There's not much I can really do. You're really just guessing where he's super attacking. Unless you have someone that has that OP scouter ability, you're just, that's all you can do, is you can guess. Do I decide to pop an item here? Give ourselves a little extra defense? I don't remember if I do or don't. We do have 400,000. Wow, that's no items active. We've got 400k defense with that Frieza. That's so strong. And remember that Frieza gets a ton of attack and defense on super attack as well. So his defense is going to be like, on this particular turn, I think his defense would be like 800,000 after super attacking or something like that. It'd absolutely be crazy. Yeah, because that 400,000 that we saw was before he super attacked, and then he raised his attack and defense right there. He just raised his attack in this form, that's right. But again, he does in his passive get attack and defense on super attack. Luckily, MVP 17, we don't have too much to worry about with his damage reduction active, but let me tell you, I have been super attacked in this last phase with his damage reduction active, and his damage reduction is not enough. It is just straight up not enough. So another thing that was very reminiscent of the old school Legendary Goku event, the very first one that came out, is we started this particular phase about 15 minutes into, 15 minutes in. And currently we're almost at 20 minutes. There's about 5 minutes left in the video. And it's like, we have barely even scratched the surface, right? So Jiren sitting there over 200,000 defense. This seems like the best choice to me. And we're going to activate, I believe, all 7 links, right? I think that's all 7 links in the middle there for the Evolution Blue Vegeta and Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku. But I really do love the challenge of this event. If you guys are struggling in this event, I do not blame you. And if you are, particularly with this set of your ally, okay, this is going to hurt, obviously, right? We're going to take a lot of damage here, I'd wager. Yeah, a little bit more than a little, right? Yeah, we took a lot of damage there, almost 400,000 on the super. What can you do, man? You're just guessing, right? Like, thank God I put Jiren in the first slot or we were done, right? We would have died. With anyone else in that first slot, we would have died. We just didn't have the defense. When he just continually spams super attacks in the first slot, it just seems so incredibly unfair. So if you guys are struggling with the Reps of U7, don't worry, man. In a couple of months, you're going to be able to no-item this because AGL UI Goku and in Evolution Blue Vegeta, man, they are built different. From what I can see, I have not used them yet, but from what I can tell, they are clearly just in a class of their own, right? Like, they are absolutely crazy. Evolution Blue Vegeta going to build up damage reduction in this stage, and hello, he's got type advantage in the last stage, or in the last phase, so... Again, if you're struggling, just, you know, be patient, wait a couple months. For instance, I'm really struggling with Corroded Body and Mind, because I do not have Tech Janemba. What can you really do? I'm trying it with a double Time Traveler's leader, and I'm getting decently far. I just need a little bit better RNG. That's pretty much the issue here. It just, what do I end up doing here? I think I put MVP 17 in the last slot here. Yeah, I end up doing that. It just makes sense, right? So we'll go ahead and get him his 18-key super attack, and then MVP 17 is going to defend a little bit better than LRUI Goku here. So in this particular situation, I am literally just throwing up my hands and praying because I'm out of items, no extra defense active on this turn. We're just, if we get supered, we're dead. It's just that simple. Any one of these units, if we get supered, we're dead. So I have to hope that he doesn't dodge, which, you know, another very, very annoying thing that this guy does, obviously, is he dodges. However, I do believe he did not dodge one single time. He did not dodge us one single time. Oh, I must have had extra defense act. Maybe his defense is just that high. Huh. Oh, you know what? We're getting defense from MVP 17, right? Yeah, that's definitely what it is. Look at that, dude. With his damage reduction active, he's taking 41,000. Look at all that cheap-ass damage, dude. Ah, so annoying. So anyway, guys, just keep all of that in mind, man. It's going to take some good luck. It just is, right? It's going to take some good luck. Now, what I decided to do here is I'm going for broke. So what I'm hoping is that he does not super attack in the first slot. I think that's what I decided to do, right? Because remember, they get a monster. I believe it is it a 78% attack buff they give themselves? Basically like a B-Pan active skill effect, right? Of 78. I think it's 78% they give themselves. But they debuff themselves. So they essentially lose 100% of their defense. So putting them in the first slot is obviously a mistake, right? I think I do switch them around here a little bit. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do here. Because, man, if I play this wrong even a little tiny bit, we're dead. Like, I obviously can't put LR Goku and Frieza in slot 1. They'll get pummeled on the first normal, right? They'll get hit for 100k plus. And then I think in an even more exaggerated way, Evolution Blue Vegeta and Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken would get pummeled for like 200k because they're only rocking 50,000 defense with that active skill. So it took some good luck, guys, but as you can tell, like, we're going to get the W here. We're only taking 4-digit damage, which is, you know, really good. Really, really good in this, you know, the back end of these phases, right? That's really good. We're getting some really good damage from Jiren. And then here is the monster attack from Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. Not, honestly, as much as I thought. But without, like, Warrior Gods active and shit like that, like, they're not doing as much damage, right? But we end up getting the ginormous crit. And we wrap it up, guys. So if you're struggling with Reps of U7, I don't blame you because I struggled too. And I think a lot of the community has struggled. But just be patient and wait for the anniversary. Those 5 stones will be waiting for you. Slap a like if you enjoyed this video. And of course, subscribe if you're new. I love you guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Later.